A rousing rendition, as always, of Flower of Scotland. The teams starting to take off the tracksuit tops and get ready for the rugby. So for Vern Cotter's first match at Murrayfield, he goes for a bit of brotherly love in the second row with Richie and Jonny Greig starting a game together for the first time at any level. It's essentially the Glasgow Warriors back division, led by Gloucester's Greig Laidlaw at scrum half. So much buzz about 21-year-old Mark Bennett making his debut in the centres. Big evening for him. Now there's a debut in the Argentine pack as well. That is for Juan Cruz Guichemine in the second row. And Juan Martin Hernandez had the honour of leading the Argentina team out onto the pitch this evening. He wins his 50th cap in the centres. And on the two benches, Duncan Weir's name possibly stands out as the man who kicked the late winning penalty when these sides last met in Cordoba in June. But this is different surroundings, a different game, vastly different teams. Our referee this evening is the Englishman Wayne Barnes, and he has a final word here with Argentina's fly half Nicolas Sanchez. And we are just about ready to get the autumn internationals underway for Argentina and Scotland. And there's the boss, Vern Cotter, getting ready to see how it all pans out. So we're underway. Vern Cotter's first match at Murrayfield after 3 wins and a defeat on the summer tour. Clean catch from the kickoff is a good start.
Use it!
And the chase all important.
Play on, it's back off Blue. Back off Scotland.
Landajo to Sanchez. Immediately kicks it away, so opportunity here for Tommy Seymour to have his first run of the evening. And we've heard a lot about this Scotland game we're hoping to see under Vern Cotter. Plenty of offloading, quick ball. Laidlaw to Hogg. Laidlaw there quickly again. There's the offload. And the first run for 21-year-old Adam Ashe, one of the 10 Glasgow Warriors in the side. There's another Finn Russell with the big bomb upfield. Again, good pressure on the kick. Opportunity for Scotland. Crunching challenge. And now here come Argentina on the break. Powerful run down the left-hand side. And ground to make up, and all the way in he goes. Well, what a start for Argentina. They love playing here at Murrayfield. They have done it again. Javier Ortega Decio gets the try. And after a lot of early Scotland possession, Andy Nicol, they find themselves behind on the scoreboard.
Well, unbelievable. A couple of great kicks by Scotland and good kick chases, and then suddenly a good big tackle goes in and they get a turnover ball and they run the length just about.
Yeah, that really is against the run of play, and I hope that Scotland don't let that dent their confidence, because there is a genuine air of optimism here.
Beyond the ball and grabbing players. That stops now.
Just Wayne Barnes having a quick chat there with Laidlaw around grabbing players off the ball, something like that. But that really was against the run of it. That was a great start, very positive start. Execution was really good, very, very accurate by Scotland.
Well, Wayne Barnes here is waiting for screenshots inside the stadium.
I'll give you. I'll come and talk in a second. Let me just looking at a potential knock-on
Possibly.
in the tackle there.
As you can hear from Wayne Barnes, looking for a knock-on
But what are your
in
players?
the first tackle. So have to wait and see whether Argentina are on the board. Long wait for Wayne Barnes.
This will just allow Greig Laidlaw a chance when he's got the players under the post as we wait to see this. And this is what we're looking at. Look, there's nothing wrong with the end of it. I think it must be before that, because Wayne Barnes can't be asking for that to be looked at.
Ortega Decio just kept striding away there. Alex Dunbar trying to get back.
That's what we need to tell the producer.
Let's have a look at this then. This is Jonny Greig gives out.
That's fine. I just wanted to see if it hit the arm in that one.
It was whether the tackler's hand had played the ball, but I don't think it has on that occasion. That was in the pass from Laidlaw, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's given that. That's he's looking to see if that was a knock on. He's not. I think Wayne Barnes has given it, and it's a try. It was against the run of his play, but it's a try. It's a good try, and Argentina have got the first one of the game.
Well, their only defeat at Murrayfield for Argentina was back in 1990. They've won on their last 4 visits here, and they've taken an early lead. Can Nicolas Sanchez, top point scorer in the Rugby Championship, just gone, extend it? He certainly can. Straight through the middle. Argentina leads Scotland by 7 points to 0. Crunching challenge on Greig Laidlaw, and Ortega Desio, who scored a try in the summer against Scotland, has done it again.
He has, and I tell you, he must have pace here, because Alex Dunbar, who comes across, okay, he's got a bit of ground to make up for. My goodness, he kept away from it, and they got the try. Scotland need to start again.
So early setback for Scotland.
Outside.
Argentina take the ball cleanly. And Landajo fires the pass out to the right-hand side. How will Scotland respond? Landajo again. Sanchez has played so much rugby with Landajo down the years.
Play the ball.
Scotland will go quickly with Adam Ashe. On to Hogg. Now Finn Russell. Picked up by the scrum half, Landajo.
That's a strange start, because in Scotland I think we'd been quite happy actually with both the kicks that they did. One from Laidlaw, one from Russell. Good kick chases, as I said. That's not the start that Vern Cotter, there writing some notes, would have wanted, but you've just now got to react to it, and this is an important phase, because we've talked, there's 10 Glasgow Warriors players, but Ross Ford as a hooker obviously is not, and so he's now to hit the jumpers very well here.
Almost 10 years to the day since Ross Ford made his debut for Scotland against Australia here at Murrayfield. First one is good, and you can certainly feel that the wind has been taken out of the sails of the Scotland fans inside the stadium, but here they go, getting behind their team. Laidlaw on the move. Ashe lays that back. And then goes forward, piling into contact. Scotland get the penalty.
Well, that was a good line out, wasn't it, Phil? They drove it well, and you can see what I like to see there, and I think we'll see this a lot today, is Tommy Seymour were standing really close to Greig Laidlaw, and it's a tactic that Glasgow Warriors do an awful lot. They attack around the fringes with the blindside winger, and I think we'll see that a lot here tonight.
Yeah, that's good variation. They really want to try and get on top of this Argentinian pack as well when they can, particularly in the loose. Get a lot of variety, and from what I'd like to see from this Scottish side is where they are now in the opposition 22, just composure, because they will create chances, but sometimes in the past, if you're being critical, you say that the execution and the composure in that last 22 is let them down a little bit. Just need to be patient from here.
Last line out was clean. Yes! Ford this time goes to the back. Laidlaw, now to Blair Cowan. Well tackled. Scotland go quickly again. Ross Ford, who's been busy in the early stages, and Argentina struggling to bring him down.
Tackle call.
Laidlaw has to burrow.
All offside, thank you.
Finn Russell, little step. Scotland have the advantage. Almost lost that. Richie Greig did well to snatch.
Let him go.
There's his brother Jonny. Greig Jr. Ashe is well held up. Now Scotland trying to use the blind side. Here's a really good chance, and over they go! Fantastic response. Richie Greig tumbles over with the try, and having conceded early, Scotland are straight back in the game. Richie Greig with his second try for his country.
Yeah, well, that'll make that coaching box much happier, because that was a very good reaction to conceding the try so early, and that was actually really good. Simple play from Scotland there. They just got the numbers on Richie Greig. We talked about him in the studio about getting in the wider channel, and that's a great example what Richie Greig can do.
Yeah, Ian McGeegan singled him out during the preview as somebody who wanted to see step up and take leadership, and he's done that through his play there. Often Scottish sides in the past may have squandered a 3-2, but Richie Greig makes no mistake there. Draws a man, goes himself with that characteristic dummy. That's his trademark now.
I think Manuel Montero was, like Rob Kearney, quite happy to take the dummy there.
Greg Laidlaw then for the extra 2 points to level it up at 7 apiece. It's got a turn. Oh, beautiful. Nice little bit of right to left on the kick. Has the scores level at 7-all.
Yeah, scores are level, but Scotland fight back. The Argentinian try was against the run of play, whereas the Scottish try was completely with the run of play. They created that all by themselves. Good, patient, clinical execution.
Conversion for Greg Laidlaw takes him to 264 points for Scotland. Dan Parks has 266 and currently sits 4th on the all-time list. So Greg Laidlaw may well go past that tonight. He's going to be busy again here inside the Scotland 22.
Forwards, wait.
Finn Russell clears. What about Finn Russell's start to this game?
Yeah, quite composed, and that's all you really need at stand-off. He's got a very experienced player inside him in Greg Laidlaw, who's taken the pressure off with a couple of box kicks. But I like what he's done. He's varied his game, and what you saw in the build-up to Richie Greig's try, he attacked the line, and that is what I like most about Finn Russell. He's brave, and he really likes to take the game to the opposition.
Yeah, it seems to me he's a player that sees the time that he has on the ball. That little kick that he put down in the middle of the park when there's nothing else on, had loads of time to do it.
Good line out for Argentina. Lovely little flick pass as well. Then it goes forward. Advantage Scotland. Rob Harley's there. Ball bouncing around all over the place, and Scotland will get the scrum.
Yeah, Rob Harley there, I expect a big game. He's had a fantastic start to the season with Glasgow Warriors. Just work rate, his work rate is phenomenal. The amount of efforts he puts in. So a nice little move here. Went round from Hernandez, but then tried to offload it there, too close. I tell you what, if Scotland had been able to recycle that, there was a lot of space out wide. And I think they look to do that. Scotland are looking to play here tonight, Ali. They've given the licence. Vern Cotter has given the licence. If it's on, it's on, and they can go and play.
Crouch.
So we're set for the first scrum of the game. The pitch looks absolutely fabulous.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it stands up to the scrummaging. I think there's a key battle on this near side here with Alasdair Dickinson against Ramiro Herrera, who is a strong scrummaging tight head. Alasdair Dickinson's given away a good stone and a half, and Scotland will want the scrum to be very, very solid tonight.
Yeah, it's a breakthrough year for Herrera, the tight head. He made his debut for Argentina in June, but then started 5 out of 6 games in the Rugby Championship. 25 years old in that Argentine front row, and Argentina strong with the push. Laidlaw has to hurry. And here comes a lovely step from Hogg. Ball goes loose again.
Okay, first one.
I suppose worrying signs in the scrum. They got the ball out, but it was going backwards as it did. Stuart Hogg there, who I think we will see a lot. First receiver tonight. Good step into the traffic. Tries to offload. You can see the attempts there. That wasn't the knock on. It was the next bit here. Mark Bennett, you see, just got the ball, got caught in there and knocked it on. Unfortunately, I think that was Mark Bennett's first touch in international rugby. There'll be many more better ones than that. Don't worry about that.
Two of the players that are under the age of 23 in this squad, and there is Mark Bennett, 21 years old with the Saltire gum shield, looking to try and get into this game. Argentina go quickly with the free kick from the scrum. Number 8 is Senatore Landajo, the scrum half, taken into contact by the debutant Guichemine. Scotland concede the penalty.
Second man in. There was a ruck and then he went on the ball.
It's very competitive, and any contact now is very, very competitive. It's all about making good decisions. He's saying it's the second man. Well, we were a wee bit happier that the second 5 minutes rather than the first 5 minutes, but we can see it here. He's the first man. He says he's fine. Looks harsh to me, I think. It says the ruck was formed.
I couldn't see much wrong with that, Andy.
So Scotland possibly slightly unfortunate to have the penalty against them. Gives Sanchez another chance to put Argentina in front. Sweetly struck from Nicolas Sanchez, and Argentina punish Scotland for what referee Wayne Barnes saw as the infringement, although certainly Richie Greig and his brother Jonny looked slightly puzzled. So Argentina lead by 10 points to 7. It's been a slightly scrappy start to the game.
It has, but scores have come from possession and restarts pretty directly. Scoring rate's pretty high, so Scotland will want to make a response here if they can.
Good clean take there by Marcelo Bosch. Plays his club rugby for Saracens, although hasn't played that much in the Premiership this season.
Back in forwards, wait! Wait!
Now what will Scotland do with this? Hogg assessing the options before going high. Good take by the fullback, Tukelet. Landajo gets Argentina going again. Penalty.
Adam Ashe has been quite prominent so far. He's made a number of breaches with the ball in hand. There's the Argentinian coaching team. But Adam Ashe is he was thrown in. Talk about being thrown in the deep end in the summer against South Africa for his first test. He hadn't even played a full game for Glasgow Warriors. He got his first cap in South Africa, and he did very well. And he's been playing better and better. And we've seen him so far. He's had a lot of carries so far. And there, he's a young player with a really good big future. He's got a great rugby brain about him. He's not just about smashing in. He's got great feet work, and he knows where he needs to go and when he needs to do that.
Well, that's where you need a good brain at number 8, and as I've always said, the intelligence needs to be in the back row. Yeah.
So a chance missed for Greg Laidlaw, a chance to take him past Dan Parks on the all-time point scoring list, but more importantly, and what he'll be more bothered about as captain tonight, is a chance missed to level the scores.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed with that. Greg Laidlaw's a very good kicker, straight in front of the posts. Now that's bread and butter normally for him. And as Phil said, Scotland have reacted to conceding very well so far up to that point.
Argentina's captain at the moment, Agustin Creeves, receiving a bit of treatment. Adam Ashe, who we were just talking about, goes thundering into one challenged as well for Scotland. Laidlaw takes it to the right. Dickinson sets it for Scotland. That was Jonny Gray making good hard yards. Finn Russell, the cheeky little kick to the corner. Look at the backs of that ball.
Very, very good play, disciplined, composed play there by the whole Scotland side. They knew what they're doing, and then it ended with Phil Russell there with a good kick, kept in field. And look at the field position now that Scotland have. A line out deep into the Argentinian 22. This is a kick. It looked like it was going over, it just drifted at the end there. He'll be disappointed with that.
Yeah, both of Laidlaw's kicks have had that little bit of right to left on them. The draw, the first one worked perfectly. That one just catching the upright. Good take from Richie Gray. So Scotland have a platform here. Blair, Cowan, the back of this maul.
Use it!
Scotland told to use it. Laidlaw almost spilled it and darted inside. Falls nicely for Laidlaw this time. Ford. Laidlaw again. Russell fires it on to Bennett. Bennett did well to avoid the first tackle, kept his feet. Lost the ball, knocked on Argentina scrum.
Well, this Argentinian midfield defence really not giving Scotland any time on the ball at all. That's clearly something they've brought from the Rugby Championship. You simply have to defend on that. You can't be giving South Africa, the All Blacks, the time on the ball and putting Scotland under a fair bit of pressure and getting the turnover there.
Yeah, the line speed. I mean, what we just saw there was the difference between club rugby and international rugby. Mark Bennett has been outstanding so far this season. It's just a step up. It's a bit quicker. And is what we're just talking about, Adam Ashe. 7 carries already. We're only played 17 minutes, 24 metres made, and that's just getting on the front foot all the time, getting on the front foot, and then players can play off him.
Yeah, I saw Adam Ashe talking earlier in the week about, I think, the last time he played here at Murrayfield. Certainly the first time in a Scotland show was playing for Stirling County as a boy. This is a different level, as it is for Mark Bennett. And he hasn't really had a chance to get into the game as yet.
No, he hasn't, and that was the first time really with the ball in hand and attack, and he got closed down very, very quickly, and that's what happens in international rugby. But he'll now know that, and he'll adapt to it, because everything I've seen so far would suggest that he's got a real future.
Animated conversation going on between Ross Ford and referee Wayne Barnes. The man down at the moment for Argentina is Rodrigo Baez, the flanker. So a slight delay in proceedings. And Andy, I know, speaking to you before this game, talking so much about these 10 Glasgow Warriors in the side, but almost looking at this like a club game. The amount of rugby that this Argentinian team have played together, almost like two club sides, you were saying.
Well, without doubt, they've been together for the last 2-3 months with the Rugby Championship, so they've been in camp all the time, so it is that club mentality, club environment. So Scotland, they haven't been, obviously, but they have been together as Glasgow Warriors, so that will help tonight, without doubt.
So Rodrigo Baez in some trouble as he leaves the field.
Crouch!
Argentina wait to make the replacement. Can Scotland take advantage?
Pre-engage we spoke about. Let's come back a little bit, okay?
Well, they brought on Facundo Issa there, number 20, just on the far side, just limbering himself up there, ready for that scrum. I would have been surprised if they waited till after the scrum to make the replacement.
No pre-engage.
So there he is.
Well, he's another man making a debut for Argentina. Plays his club rugby for the wonderfully named Santiago Lawn Tennis Club in Argentina, 21 years old, and he's into the action at Murrayfield.
The reigning mixed doubles champion.
Yes, so I've heard.
I just think it's a good competition.
Big test match for Scotland this, of course, coming up next week. New Zealand, after their win against England earlier today. And then the third game of the autumn internationals for Scotland is Tonga. We do feel as though the success of the autumn internationals may well depend on the result in this game, and they are always tight between Scotland and Argentina.
Crouch! Bind! Stand up. Watch stop. Gentlemen, this stops now. We do not pre-engage. The next one will be a sanction. Please sort this out. You agreed with me beforehand that it wouldn't be pre-engaged. It cannot be pre-engaged.
The scourge of modern rugby. Just, with 18 minutes, how many times so far have we had re-scrums, the chat? It's just, Wayne Barnes is getting frustrated. It's not Wayne Barnes' fault. It is the forwards, it's the front rows. They've been talking about it. You hear Wayne Barnes saying what they talked about pre-match, and they're not implementing it. Penalties will happen.
Well, there we go. That's what he said he was going to do. So Scotland, fabulous opportunity for them here. Laidlaw goes quickly into the hands of the try scorer, Richie Greig, scurrying along the ground. Wasn't tackled, wasn't held. Good burst through. Now Jonny Greig, younger brother, making only his second start for Scotland. The crowd sense another breakthrough possibly. Rob Harley quickly through the hands here. Heading forward again. On the ground is Ross Ford, but this time the penalty goes against Scotland.
Well, we see some good ball carries there, and they're off again.
Yeah. First try, of course, came from the fabulous breakaway. Landajo spotted the opportunity. Then out it comes from Imhoff. Stuart Hogg forced to turn back into his 22. Sizes up, the kick gives it a mighty hoof. And here come Argentina from deep.
Off the ball!
So Bosch was held. Landajo to Ortega Decio, the try scorer.
Tackle! Away!
Scotland just being forced back a couple of yards. What have Argentina got this time? Oh, little break through the middle. But this might work out for Laidlaw. And they go quickly. And here's Bennett. Bennett's pass just slightly behind Tommy Seymour. Has to go for the grubber. He is then caught. And here comes a card. Yellow card for the challenge on Tommy Seymour. And Argentina go a man down.
It was a shoulder charge, no use of the arms whatsoever, but I think Mark Bennett and Tommy Seymour will be a bit disappointed at a chance here. It wasn't a great pass from Mark Bennett, went right behind Tommy Seymour, took the pace out of it. Then he puts the kick in here. It was a bad kick, but look at that, that's just a blatant shoulder charge. The right call, right decision. Scotland quite lucky there, mind you.
They were, but it was that pass from Hogg that had just been out in front that would have given him an extra yard and maybe a bit more composure on the kick should he needed it.
So Finn Russell from inside the 22 kicks for position, and Scotland will have the line out just short of the Argentina line, but sense possibly a few nerves from Mark Bennett as well. Hasn't really been able to get into this game, and did that pass betray him slightly?
Yeah, it was just behind. It was a shame because with ball in hand that should have relaxed him and he would just got into his normal rhythm.
Don't enter! Scotland! Don't enter!
So Argentina down to 14 men. Rossford so far has been pinpoint with the lineouts. This one goes deep. Richie Greig jumps high. And here comes the drive.
Break away! Break away!
Blair Cowan again at the back. Just off balance slightly. Picked up by Richie Greig. Younger brother Jonny right beside him. Now Laidlaw. Laidlaw into Dickinson.
No!
Laidlaw goes to the blind side. And here's Jonny Greig over the line! Both brothers score. First time they've ever played together. And both of them have scored tries in the first 25 minutes of the game. Mum and Dad are going to be very, very proud.
They certainly are. What a start to the game for the Greig brothers. First try, Richie Greig was all about him. Jonny Greig there. That was just at the end, but it was almost Richie Greig-esque, wasn't it? In the space, he knew what he was doing. You can see the change of direction. Greig Laidlaw goes down the blind side. And when you're that big, you're never going to get stopped short there. Great try by Jonny Greig.
I have to say I've been really impressed with both Jonny and Richie. They've been at the vanguard of this Scottish performance. A lot of the work that Jonny's doing is unseen and off the ball, but he is so solid. He's taken that chance just like his brother did. Composure, knew he could make it, time on the ball, and a perfect execution. These two guys could be the cornerstone of a Scottish pack for the next 5 to 7 years. We might just see the emergence of a really enduring partnership here tonight.
Conversion on its way from Greig Laidlaw, turning right to left as the first couple of kicks did. This is bang on, and Scotland lead by 14 points to 10. We had the statistic before the game of the Greig brothers being the 22nd set of siblings to take to the field together at the same time as Scotland. I wonder what the stat is for how many of those would have both scored a try. Possibly none.
I would guess none. But the irony of what Phil said, which is absolutely true, is that 2 weeks ago one of them wasn't going to be in the team because Grant Gilchrist was named as captain.
Yeah, interesting selection decision. Well, that was forced upon Vern Cotter, really. He'll be much, much happier now. Scotland leading by 14 points to 10. And Argentina, of course, remember, down to 14 men. The winger, Juan Imhoff, off for the shoulder charge on Tommy Seymour.
What's pleasing, Ali, is that Scotland really have only had 2 chances, or 2 times they've been in the 22, and they've scored both times. Now, for many years, we've been watching them play in the 22 and not get a try, so that's a good strike rate so far.
Matthias Cortese, replacement hooker First throw goes straight through the hands of the catcher, and look at the Greig brothers at it again. It's Jonny who manages to snatch the ball back for Scotland. Laidlaw gets them moving again. Cowan in the middle of the park. Greig Laidlaw barking the instructions. Penalty will go Scotland's way. And Laidlaw goes quickly. Oh, what a fabulous burst by the skipper, Greig Laidlaw. Looks to his right-hand side. Scotland are going to be in. Maitland runs it across the line. And Scotland start to play some fabulous rugby. They were behind. They now lead by 19 points to 10.
Well, Vern Cotter's given the licence to go and play, and that's exactly what Greig Laidlaw did there from the penalty. He took a quick tap and off he went through the gap. No one could touch him because they were all within 10. This is the turnover that gave it. This is Jonny Greig and Rob Harley working in tandem there. Look at their leg drive, and then the upper body strength came in to get the turnover, and that allowed Scotland to get the phase play. And then a penalty was given. Greig Laidlaw took it quickly. Look at the pace, he gets there, but look at what I love there. Look at that pass, left-handed pass, straight into Maitland, and a fantastic try.
Yeah, so he did the right thing, Greig Laidlaw. He didn't hesitate at all. He didn't give the Argentinian defence any time to realign. It looked like there was nobody with him, but Maitland is a lone Scottish player who actually was backing him up, and he was able to find him. Full reward for Greig Laidlaw's quick thinking there.
Maitland's second try for his country. First came on debut against England at Twickenham. And if this kick goes over, Greig Laidlaw does move past Dan Parks on the all-time points list, and it does. So Scotland, 3 tries on the board, less than half an hour played. They lead Argentina by 21 points to 10.
Dan, it's the Greig brothers again to the fore, and the vanguard are coming up with the big plays in this game.
Mustn't forget as well, this is an Argentina side, fresh from their last game, the win over Australia. Their historic first win in the Rugby Championship. They've been playing together, coming to the end of their season. They've been together for quite a while now. So if Scotland do indeed go on to win this game, it will be a decent scalp to take and a great way to start the autumn internationals. Stop. Russell under pressure clears. A little bit of juggling from Senatore. I think the ball went back. Now Stuart Hogg is going to come charging forward and take this brilliantly for Scotland. Laidlaw to Cowan. Seymour stepping in off the left-hand side, just caught.
Tackle!
Scotland working hard to try and get that back. Laidlaw's flat out on his back. So Harley, through the middle, it's Ross Ford, here he goes, and they just about hang on to him. Now Jonny Greig again, he had the support, and he didn't give it. Will the chance come again? Russell, out wide to Richie Greig. These Grey boys are everywhere. Now Stuart Hogg. Hogg onto Dickinson. Dickinson to his right, it went forward, surely. And Maitland couldn't find the corner anyway.
Twice Scotland have just bombed chances there, and we've talked up Jonny Greig, and he's been outstanding, but he had to give the pass inside to Mark Bennett, who was running in for a debut try. You know, he's been brilliant, he knows himself, he's put his hand up there. Ross Ford gets through, some good interplay here, but Jonny Greig in support. We won't see it from this angle, but there's Mark Bennett, you can see screaming for it. Have to give it, Jonny, you've got to give it. He didn't. And then they had another chance out wide. This is it. Stuart Hogg gets it. He straightens the line. Ali Dickinson's very good ball in hand, but there, clear forward pass. 2 clear-cut chances ruined.
Jonny Greig's obviously been watching his brother's dummies, hasn't he? Tried to sell the defender, but this is the kind of rugby that we were talking about, that Vern Cotter wants his team to play. Organised chaos, I think it was described as. Earlier in the week. It started off as chaos. That was much more like organised chaos. Scotland breaking tackles and causing Argentina all sorts of problems. Good effort in the scrum as well. Argentina under pressure. So Hogg has a chance to run again. Scotland really taking confidence from the way they've played. Awkward one for Seymour that. And Bennett, like the bar of soap through his fingers.
Maybe they're just trying too much, but you can see the confidence there. Stuart Hogg, and again, I quite like that. They want to go and play. They're full of it. Okay, could have bounced up there quite easily. You know, you think 45 a minute ago, Mark Bennett should have been running in for his first try, and okay, he's had not much to do so far, and it's just not gone for him. But that would have just settled him right down. But they're going to play. We can see it. They're going to be playing.
Yeah, it's been some thrilling stuff so far.
Hold 6+1 Scotland.
So Cortese waits, delivers. Good challenge from Scotland in the middle. Laidlaw with his right hand to Ford, and now Russell spots space. And Seymour's given a heck of a chase down the left-hand side here. Fabulous kick by Finn Russell, and the pressure at the moment is all on Argentina.
Yes, what he's done so far, Russell, he's done so well, and it's largely has been his kicking game has been absolutely outstanding. He's just picked his moments. He's very, very aware of the space. He's got time on the ball, and when you're talking about players who can step up to international rugby, you mentioned earlier on, Andy, the pace of the game. He is able to step up and adapt to the pace of the game. He's got all the time on the ball you need. He's not at all rushed, in spite of the fact that he's playing against a real rush defence here.
No, that's it. Wait.
So Cortese knows this is crucial. Scotland just 5 yards from the line. Richie Greig was up very, very early there. Oh, they've won it back, Scotland. Great steal. And Laidlaw now smuggled to ground. But the penalty goes against Scotland.
That's what you want, a turnover ball in the opposition 22. Sometimes, you know, you just got exposed, they got the turnover, but that's just what you want. You want that ball.
You can see the frustration of Greig Laidlaw there, being pinged for not releasing.
Well, I suppose they were defending deep in Argentinian territory. Then when you win it, you really don't have your alignment to attack, so there's very little support there for him.
Blair Cowan did very, very well there. Get his hands on the ball. He's been playing really well for London Irish. He is a scavenger. He gets ball on the ground, and that's what he did there. But unfortunately, Scotland couldn't exploit it.
Well, Scotland really dominating possession at the moment. They're currently claiming about 67% of the possession.
Clean line out won by Argentina, so they'll attack from just inside their 10-metre line. They've conceded the penalty bang in front of the post.
Referees are getting very hot in this. They're in attacking play, coming in from the side and sealing off. And you think where they've come from? They've come from the line out. That's the angle the forwards are running, and they've just run a straight line. And we might see it here. Watch from the top of your screen. It's coming in from the side. See there? The top player there. It was Hernandez, wasn't it? No, it's the new player. Isa came in from the side there, and he just tried to clear up to win the ball. You've got to come in from behind the gate.
Well, this is a real problem for Argentina, and they're currently struggling at about 33% possession, and they're struggling to hold on to the ball that they're getting. Any possession they are getting is in their own half, and they're going to have to really work hard to turn this around. It could, if Scotland really get on top, and if they don't reply to this before half-time, I could see Scotland really putting some real serious daylight between themselves and Argentina here.
Laidlaw's latest attempt is spot on. Scotland extend their lead. 24 points to 10 they lead. 3 tries already to boot, and this is exactly what Vern Cotter and his coaching staff wanted to see.
Well, it's been a very good 30 minutes after the first 3 minutes when they conceded that early try. They'll be very happy in that coaching box there. 3 tries, but more importantly, they've controlled the game.
And it's that useful confidence, isn't it, Andy, that there's no baggage of losing or what have you, that the real confidence that this Glasgow Warriors players and the 2 Gray brothers in particular have brought to this game.
Very, very high from Richie Greig. Penalised for it, penalty Argentina.
You heard Wayne Barnes say there, it slipped high rather than it started high. Started high, there might have been an argument for a yellow card, but both went for the ball in the air here at Ross Ford.
Looked pretty good to me.
And this is it coming here. You see Richie Greig started low, it goes up. Yeah, definite penalty, but nothing more. Because we've seen in the last 8 minutes what happens when you go down to 14 men. Argentina have had the man in the bin. Scotland scored the 2 tries.
So Nicolas Sanchez yet to miss, and an important one for Argentina this. They've been rocking in the last 15 minutes or so. No, big slice from Sanchez. So Stuart Hogg picks up. Blair Cowan might want to go quickly, decides not to.
Oh, well, for a team that plays so much on passion, like Argentina, are particularly effective at home, if I was an Argentina coach, I'd want half-time to come now and get them back in and get a little bit of life. The body language from Argentina is not good.
Yeah, they've been a bit ragged so far. Clean take there from Bosch. There's Landajo to Sanchez. Stabs the kick through.
They've been flat, haven't they? I mean, and they've not gone through the phases at all. They've not really got their patterns in play in any part of the first 35 minutes, and it's been a really disappointing half for Argentina. They do seem very, very flat.
They're struggling to win the ball, they're struggling to hold on to it, they're giving away territory. There's no real leadership in the side. There's no, as you say, Andy, there's really no passion, and really, really flat.
Chance for Scotland then possibly to be ruthless here. Put a big win, lay a marker down.
That's once.
Where's the ball going to pop out here? There it is at the back. Al Dickinson has it. Scotland rumbling forward, win themselves the penalty. Laidlaw's on the look for something quick. But in the end just hands it to Finn Russell.
You know, it's not the flashiest thing that Scotland have done, but actually they'll be really pleased with that. That they took a line out very well, disciplined, they then got them all set up and they've got the penalty, and they've now got the field position after a great kick from Finn Russell. They'll be very pleased with that. Well, the action areas just tell it all. I mean, Scotland haven't been in their 22 to defend at all, and everything else down in the Argentina half. 64% possession, and the scoreline reflects it now.
Yeah, the try Scotland conceded right at the start of the game was the tackle on Laidlaw. Strong tackle, the ball spilled, a breakaway try, and since then Argentina have offered nothing really going forward. All Scotland, and here they come again, and Bennett tries to hang on in contact, does well. This is Ashe, who takes two men to bring him down. Laidlaw's there again, into Cowan. Cowan had his legs just taken away from him. Argentina have plenty of men over there, so Scotland will set again. Laidlaw to Ford. Dickinson. Laidlaw now into Jonny Greig, making valuable yards. Richie Greig forced backward, ball just slips out. Finn Russell, nice and flat there. Ashe did well to take that.
I think we potentially could have another yellow card here. I think there's a punch being thrown.
Well, you can see elements of Argentinian indiscipline when they're starting to drag down mauls. You know, that indiscipline could cost them even more.
Well, the touch judge definitely had his flag up, but I think Wayne Barnes actually saw whatever it was, and we could see some claret being spilt there. It's not to say it definitely happened from that, because obviously there's a lot of collisions going on that are perfectly legal, but...
Have you gone for touch maybe there, Andy? Laidlaw's elected to take the kick, but in terms of really turning the screw, no, that's...
Yeah, that's what it was for.
That's needless, and it's off the ball.
Yeah, you can see the flags up there.
That's not clearing out a ruck, that's just taking out a player.
Bit of frustration there possibly from Thomas Lavanini. So another opportunity for Greig Laidlaw. And that one isn't quite going to turn enough. So the score remains Scotland 24, Argentina 10 as we move into the last 30 seconds or so of of a very satisfactory first half for the home team. So Juan Martin Hernandez decides to whack this long. Good clean take from Finn Russell. He's played with a real confidence in this first half. That bounces awkwardly. Well taken though by Senatore, and Maitland gets a good handful of Senatore's shorts. Obviously sturdily made. They stayed on, didn't tear. Cortese fancies himself with a double sidestep, but really just stood still. Landajo. So 40 minutes is up. Next break in play, they will be heading for the changing rooms. What can Argentina do with their last bit of possession? Oh, well ripped there by Dunbar. Now Laidlaw. Slippery little run from Laidlaw. Sets it back eventually. Dickinson in there under the pile of bodies. Laidlaw now over the top. And that is just going to be tapped into touch, and that is the end of a very impressive first half for Scotland after a very shaky start. What do we make of that, gentlemen? Yeah,
very good actually, I have to say, from Scotland. They've done the basics very well. They've got 3 tries. They should have had a 4th with Mark Bennett, but I have to say, after conceding a try so early, to come back to be 24-10 up at half-time, it's been a very, very satisfactory first 40 minutes.
Yeah, really good first home game for Vern Cotter. If I'm Vern Cotter, I'm going into that change room and I'm saying, guys, you've got a 14-point lead. Full time, I want to see a 28-point lead, because this Argentinian side are here for the taking.
Fabulous first half for the Gray brothers, in particular a try apiece. Sean Maitland got the other, and Scotland comfortably lead at half-time at Murrayfield, 24 points to 10. 4 points to 10. I know the guys, Andy Nichol and Philip Matthews, sitting here with me, want Scotland really to press on in this second half. Sure, Maitland can't catch that, so that's not the best start.
It wasn't, but I think it was intended to be a low dropout from Finn Russell for Sean Maitland or Richie Greig to get, and actually I think Sean Maitland should have had it. It went through his hands there, really.
Well, it was good for Scotland. He did get it. He did get some of the touch, otherwise it would have been a scrum back on the halfway line to Argentina. As it is, they've got a deeper scrum and close to the touchline. They can't really do an awful lot with it.
So what are we going to see from Argentina in this second half? Are they going to fold, or are they going to stand and fight?
Bind! Set!
Landajo feeds the scrum.
Still no strike, Andy, from the hooker. Really, they're just that typical Argentinian scrummaging culture around. The ball goes in and they want to step over it.
Yeah, it's the machoism, isn't it? But you know, that went against them there. I just don't agree with it. Scotland do it as well, and Ross Ford there, you know, is guilty as anyone of not hooking the ball. And you know, I was always, you get the ball in and get the ball out as quickly as you can.
Well, no obvious change of tactics from the start. We can't really tell an awful lot from that, because often when a side comes out from the second half and they're going to change things, it's very obvious from the very start, because they have to start implementing very, very quickly. But for Argentina, without the ball, we may never see.
So Stuart Hogg is going to kick this one, not Greg Laidlaw. I remember him kicking a monster penalty, or big penalty anyway, against Canada in the summer in the 1917 win. I think that's the only penalty
he's got a big boot in him, both from hand and on ground, and this would be on Laidlaw's limit without doubt, so it's probably the right call.
Stylish tash as well for Stuart Hogg. Well, certainly at the distance, didn't have the direction, so slightly strange start to the second half, but scoreline remains the same. 22 dropout for Argentina. They trail by 24 points to 10. This goes deep to Russell, who uses a bit of football skills with his left boot. Initially dropped by Hernandez. A knock on from Scotland, but Argentina have it.
Advantage over.
And as you heard, advantage now over. Ortega Decio, the try scorer, releases that ball. Laidlaw's there just to block the path of Sanchez. It's Cortese, who came on in the first half for the captain Augustin Crevi and Senatore just sets it back. Hernandez. Argentina going through a few phases here, managing to keep possession. Scotland holding them at bay. Flat ball to Ortega Desio, and Daho fires that with pace. Scotland at the moment hold firm. Back down the blind side for Landajo. Very quiet inside Murrayfield at the moment. Argentina working from left to right again. Ortega Desio very busy in these early passages of play. Now then, a bit better that from Imhoff, who of course got the yellow card in the first half. Sanchez sold the whole Scotland defence with the dummy. It's just hauled down. Little grubber doesn't come off. And Seymour manages to recover it for Scotland.
Use it!
Laidlaw with the box blocked. So Hogg under a bit of pressure. Gets that away to Bennett. Bennett clears long with his right boot. Argentina will want to go quickly here. Better start to the second half for them. How are they going to work this? Couldn't make his mind up there. Sanchez into the midfield. Nice little pass initially, but Argentina have lost it again. And Laidlaw immediately kicks in behind Argentina. Oh, slip from Montero, who just recovered it in time and clears.
Well, quite a breathless last maybe 3-4 minutes, and it's been all defence for Scotland, and they actually be quite happy with that, because I have to say Argentina didn't really look like doing anything with it. We saw at half-time when we cut to the Scotland changing room, it was Matty Taylor who was the defence coach, who was really laying down the law there, and he'll have been very pleased with that, because phase after phase Argentina were just playing one pass. It was pretty uninspiring, and Scotland were just holding firm. I'd like to see them attack on some of the turnover ball, mind you.
So early change for Argentina in the second half sees the tight head Herrera leave the field, and Nahul Tetas Chaparro has come on. But Scotland looking dangerous on the front foot again. Hogg is down. Here's Laidlaw onto Harley.
No!
Laidlaw again, makes the little sniping burst and he's away. Support from Stuart Hogg. Hogg with the pace for the corner, and in he goes. Scotland start the second half as they finish the first. They are running riot against Argentina, and the score moves on to 29 points to 10.
Yet more brilliant awareness from captain and scrum half Greig Laidlaw. I think the assist could come from Wayne Barnes, the referee, because Argentina were trying to come round the sides here. You can see that. And Greig Laidlaw went to the space vacated by the Argentina defence, and then this is all about pace. Stuart Hogg in the corner, another great score from Scotland.
Yeah, such confidence on the ball. What I love about what Greig Laidlaw does there was a 2-on-2, there was no overlap, but he actually went to the outside, so he committed his man and saw that Stuart Hogg was lining up outside his own defender, and that's where the space was. Look at that. Argentina should have had that covered. That Argentinian defender really should have stayed wider on Stuart Hogg, but pace from Hogg just took him outside and he was able to finish it well. Clinical.
Stuart Hogg certainly enjoyed that. Can Greig Laidlaw add the additional 2 points? Oh, beautifully struck by Greig Laidlaw. That's the best of the lot. He's having some evening here at Murrayfield, and Scotland moving to the 30s now, 31 points to 10.
You can see that was Nicolas Sanchez's standoff. As soon as he wasn't able to defend, Laidlaw went into the space and Hogg goes into the corner. Great score.
Get a little blast of Deacon Blue to boot as well. The flying dive from Stuart Hogg, 36,764 inside Murrayfield this evening, which is a record for this fixture here between Scotland and Argentina, and they are being royally entertained by the home team at the moment. A lot of promise. Young team, 10 of them who play for Glasgow Warriors, and they've certainly brought the club form onto the international stage.
There's young Ali. There's 5 players in the starting 15 under the age of 23.
Bodes well for Scotland at the start of this World Cup year to come. Really scrappy from Argentina. Gosh, no one could pick this up. Laidlaw eventually gets his hands on it. Seemed to be 3 or 4 knock-ons in there. Now then, here's Bosch. Dropped again by Lavanini.
Hands away, White. Thank you.
It's got really sloppy from Argentina in particular. Then Sanchez is through on Laidlaw. Oh, and Hogg lost it to Lavanini, but eventually...
That might have been the scrappiest phases of play I think I've seen for a long, long time from both sides. Yes. I have to say I've been really disappointed with Argentina. You know, I was expecting a big performance from them today. They've got better and better in the Rugby Championship. You know, you're playing against 3 of the best 4 teams in the world, aren't you? In Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, and they competed well. They beat Australia. They almost beat South Africa, but they've been really poor tonight. They've not shown anything. And Scotland have then gone down the other end and scored 4 tries and are now able to win this game easily if they can really push on now and get a big score.
Yeah, head coach Daniel Orcade there looked a troubled man, and you can understand why. Fixtures for Argentina to come this November, Italy and France after Scotland, but Philip Matthews, they've been poor, haven't they? I
wonder if it's a psychological thing. You get yourself up for the Rugby Championship knowing that you're going to be playing against New Zealand, South Africa and Australia, and then when they win the last game they think it's only Scotland at Murrayfield. Maybe it's more psychological.
There's definitely a psychological element on that. They should have been in the groove. I think they've underestimated the Scottish side, and I think they find it difficult bringing the passion that they can find in Buenos Aires and in Argentina and exporting that. It's nothing there tonight. They're individuals. There's no cohesion.
The ball will come in when it's steady.
So Wayne Barnes unhappy with the Argentina scrummaging again.
Outside the 22, and it's a free.
So Scotland will have the chance to clear their lines. We'll just get another look at that.
It just never got steady there. Wayne Barnes has never said to Greig Laidlaw to put the ball in.
High ball dropped by Sanchez, picked up by Laidlaw. And Argentina with a bit of tumbling and turning from Manuel Montero get the ball back again. Cortese tries to burst through Richie, Gray and Blair Cowan, no way through there. Good inside ball to Tukelet, seen nothing of him really this evening, but that kind of sums up Argentina's attacking performance. And that's a bit better from them. And here comes Bosch through the middle. Ball bounces awkwardly. Issa couldn't get there. Argentina do have it back. Laidlaw to Sanchez, to Cortese again, who often seems to be the man on the inside of Sanchez there. Laidlaw crunched by Ashe. Little jinking run there from Tukelet, and the referee decides there's obstruction in there, and Scotland get the penalty.
That just sums up Argentina tonight. They've just been uninspiring. They just don't seem to know what they're doing. They don't seem to any cohesion, running lines, understanding what everyone else is doing. Very, very poor.
Yeah, psychologically it's very poor, and I don't know on your experience, but in mine is you keep the psychological preparation or your mindset that you bring to the game. You cannot change that at halftime. If you're going in complacent, you generally get a complacent 80 minutes. It's so difficult to turn that around, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the one good thing they've done. Hernandez to Aerza, round in the wraparound, and that is the only time I think Argentina have got in behind Scotland for the whole evening.
There is Hernandez, and his 50th cap is not a happy occasion. Santiago Gonzalez Iglesias has come on for Nicolas Sanchez, the fly half. Another change made by Argentina. Scotland's cavalry yet to really make the charge from the bench, but why change when things going so well? Here they come again. Leading by 31 points to 10. Blair Cowan spins it out to Ashe. Ashe is knocked out of his stride for once this evening.
Relax. He's just stuck. I didn't see it.
And the put-in will be Scotland's into the scrum. Just going back to the subject of Daniel Hurtado, the Argentina coach, I certainly know sort of in the build-up to this autumn series, despite the historic win against Australia in the last game out, there's been talk about Euan McKenzie, former Australia coach, possibly replacing him. And this performance certainly has not been good from Argentina.
Just wait for the ball. Okay, not when
it's a tough time to do it, isn't it? 12 months out from a World Cup.
Look at that knee going up and down. There's a nervous man.
Yeah, biting the nails too. New Zealand in their pool at the World Cup, which wouldn't make him any happier. Georgia, Tonga and Namibia in Pool C with Argentina next year.
They should get out of that. Even however poor they've been this evening, they should get out of that group. No problem.
Get in the gap. Right.
So Laidlaw waiting for the put-in. This is taking a long time this evening.
Scotland will be looking for a nice platform here, because right slap bang in the middle of the pitch they've got the two first receivers, Finn Russell closer towards us here and Stuart Hogg over to the left there.
Next time it's a free kick.
Be interesting to see which way they go. It might be dictated by which way the scrum wheels, and they'll just work either way. There'll be a move on either side.
Talk of the All Blacks, by the way, they're here next week against Scotland, so this performance will certainly stand Scotland in very good stead for the arrival of the world champions.
Come on, Ali, let us enjoy this evening, please.
Well, if Scotland have a go like this, you never know. Penalty this time goes against Scotland here. And just a little ruck in there, Euan Murray getting involved. And it's Ross Ford who's got some of this expensive new pitch all over his face.
Well, that was Euan Murray being penalised there, going to ground.
So Argentina cleared a touch. They will have the put in.
Yeah, considering the weather we've had, it's been raining almost the afternoon. There's not that been many scrums this evening. I think there's only been about 5 or 6 scrums so far, which is unusual with the conditions. It just highlights, I think, how well Scotland have played. They've kept the ball alive and they've put the kick in.
Full line out.
Cortese to deliver. Scotland have managed to snatch that. And here's Laidlaw. Laidlaw into the hands of Richie Greig. And penalty goes against Scotland. Oh, and they go quickly with Landajo into the hands of Issa on his debut for Argentina. Landajo again, the scrum half to Cortese. Cortese is stopped in his tracks by Euan Murray. Now Argentina try and bring it a bit wider. Bosch trying to make ground through Scotland's centres. Good tackling from Scotland. Knocks Imhoff off balance. And a loose pass ends up in the arms of Cortese. It's on Scotland's 22. Out again. Pass is fired deeper. There's Bosch. Good tackle from Maitland. He doesn't have to do too much of that this evening. Then Landajo back into the back line. Gonzalez Iglesias now, of course, playing at fly half for Argentina, with Sanchez having been taken off. Scotland will be determined to hold out. The only try they've conceded so far this evening, the early breakaway in the second minute of the game. Under a little bit of pressure, the defence here. Al Dickinson warned off going to get that ball. Here they come again. Gonzalez Iglesias, then it's spilled. Scotland's defence did the trick in the end. Blair Cowan is there, has it, and eventually they'll come back. And it'll be Scotland's put into the scrum.
Yeah, and they'll be very pleased with that defence again. They've just come really solid, some muscular defence. There's some good structure, they're talking to each other. Finn Russell goes low. That's all he needs to do, because there's no way he's going to be able to stop Big Lavanini. Look at that double team there. Dunbar goes high, Russell goes low. I mean, that's the cohesiveness that Scotland have had, that Argentina just haven't had. That's in defence, but we've seen it both in attack and defence.
Yeah, it's patient as well, isn't it? They're not going offside. They have confidence in their defensive structures. They're not giving away penalties, etc., etc. So that's why they would have spent so much time at half-time going into half-time with a 14-point lead. They want to make sure that they don't let Argentina back into this, and therefore it's your defence that does that, and that's what they're doing.
Crouch!
Change at scrum half for Argentina. You can see that on your screen. Thomas Kubeli is the man to come on for Martin Landajo, so they've changed both half-backs.
I tell you, how good did Kubeli play last week for the Babas against Australia down at Twickenham. He's a real talent.
So still got problems with the scrum here. Approaching the hour mark at Murrayfield. Scotland fans clearly wanting Scotland to get back on the front foot. Back down Argentina's end, but they have been royally entertained so far this evening.
Good height.
And I could see actually during Flower of Scotland, the anthem at the start of the game, they were encouraging all the fans to link arms to try and further build the atmosphere inside the stadium. Not everyone went for that, but I know that's something they want to do and keep going in these autumn internationals and into the Six Nations. So again, frustration.
Here's an observation, Phil Matthews, as a former international forward. How many pink boots can you see right now? Are they orange?
Look, it looks like a group deal's been done there, doesn't there?
Balance, no pre-engage. Crouch! Shoulder one. Bind!
So can we get this game back underway? Laidlaw waits and the penalty goes to Scotland.
No, there's a drive from the second row.
How many penalties have you had when the scrum actually we haven't had a proper scrum?
Yeah,
there must have been 3 or 4 penalties just purely around the engagement.
But it was an interesting what Wayne Barnsley said. It was a drive from the second row. Is that not what they're meant to do?
So Finn Russell gives it the big hoof, and Scotland move into Argentina's half. So here comes a Scotland change. Strokosch is going to come on for Blair Cowan. There he is. Strokosch under the black scrum cap. Blair Cowan takes his off. His work is done.
He's done well. He's done really well at the breakdown. Part of a unit that have really, they've played well without being completely flash, but they've not had to be, but they've done well. He should be rightly proud of his performance tonight.
Yeah, Blair Cowan plays his club rugby for London Irish. Just saw him going off there, born in New Zealand. His mum Joan is from Dunoon. And he's done well for Scotland this evening. So, back underway. Scotland leading by 31 points to 10. Another penalty goes Scotland's way.
Well, I'd like to see Scotland now just put this deep line out. They've taken those penalty kicking chances in the first half, but they're doing it again. Andy, what do you think? Is that just the forward in me that wants a line out 10 yards from the try line?
Possibly. I mean, I was always of the opinion you take the points when it's on offer, but this is not a guarantee. If you look, this is actually a kick further out than it was from Stuart Hogg to the last one, so there's a bit of inconsistency there. Yeah, I don't think there's a bad decision. If this goes over and it's 34-10, then job done. But I kind of agree with you. I think that might have gone into 22 and have been a better option.
I think the momentum of the game at the moment, Argentina have got themselves back into this. It's 50-50 possession. The Scottish forwards haven't been in the game really.
Has that got the legs from Laidlaw? It does. It does. Just crept over the bar, just under 50 metres. And Scotland increase their lead again, 34 points to 10.
Still want the kick to touch.
There's your answer. Good decision. You look at it now, the way I would look at it is that Scotland have had to defend for the last 10 minutes. They've conceded nothing, gone down the other end and got the scoreboard ticking over, albeit by 3 points. You know what? That's good, simple rugby, but what you want to see.
That is just the forward of me then.
Now in the meantime, before the restart, Argentina have made another couple of changes. One in the front row. Lucas Nogueira Paz has come on, and Horacio Agusha, the Bath winger, is on, and he is replacing Marcelo Bosch, and Marcos Ayerza was the other player to make way. So Argentina will kick their penalty. into touch, deep into the Scotland 22. Back in 1990, Scotland beat Argentina by 49 points to 3. 4 visits since then. Argentina have won here. They're certainly not going to do that this evening. It's going to be a good win and a big win for Vern Cotter and Scotland. Got some defending to do here. Line out goes deep. Ball goes loose again. Strokosch does well to dive onto that, but the penalty goes against Scotland.
So I think this must have been the touch judge has called this, because Wayne Barnes did not call that as a penalty. He didn't put his hand up for advantage being played when it went forward. He's going to do this for I think sacking in the line out. So I think the touch judge has called this, because Wayne Barnes definitely did not put his hand up for advantage. So let's have a look if something happened behind it here.
I think that's just poor support from his lifters, to be quite frank.
I think if anyone's guilty, it's Rob Harley. No, he's not. I think that's his lifters rather than. Let's have another look at this. So there he is. He's up there.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a blue arms got in there. I think that's his own players just let go of him.
So one more look. No, just falls to ground. Just hear Wayne Barnes in the background there, trying to get clarification on this decision. Let's see what he's got to say.
Oh, I think that's very harsh.
So Rob Harley gets a yellow card.
No, I don't agree with that. I think that was poor support. We've seen this quite a lot emerging in games where lifters are just not paying attention. The ball is won and they're letting go, and the opposition players are being penalised for taking them out. I don't think that's what happened there.
Let him land, don't take the support man.
So Scotland down to 14. And this second half really yet to get any real rhythm or momentum to it. We've had the Stuart Hogg try early on. Since then it's got a bit bitty. Now Argentina trying to do the business with the forwards. That's Facundo Issa at the back. Kubeli's with him. And Kubeli wants to go quickly here, trying to do a Greig Laidlaw inside. Oh, stretching for the line is Issa, almost trying to roll over the line now. Kubeli waits. This ball right on Scotland's try line.
Look where the line is. That ball's over the line.
Yes. Well over.
Now, did you hear that question? It was any reason we cannot award that try. So he's happy that it's grounded, it's over the line. So they're looking for infringements.
First offence, collapsing them all. They've then broken off, so there's no advantage. They've gone quickly. Now we're just checking the. We'll have a look. You can do them now if you want. Blue 3, blue 9.
Scotland here want to make some changes as well.
Two
in the
and 9
meantime, while we wait and see whether Argentina are going to get 5 points on the board. Here we go.
So it's any offence that can stop this being a try. So it's any knock-on, which doesn't happen there. Oh, he's carried it. He's put it back and carried it back. Now, if you watch this, the Argentinian player has put it down there. Right. There he goes. He takes it to ground.
Ball behind him.
He now can't play it. That's his hands.
Yeah.
He then keeps it coming forward. I think that's a double movement.
Yeah.
That has to be a double movement, so that should be a penalty for Scotland, not a try for Argentina.
Yeah, absolutely correct.
So let's wait for the decision of Wayne Barnes. Here we go.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Yeah.
Is the same thing being explained to him?
A tackle short of the line. We've then got a player on the floor playing the ball, so double movement, penalty to Scotland. Yeah, let me just explain. Let me just tell you what the decision's going to be. He's tackled short of the line. A player on the floor has then played the ball, so there's a penalty.
Sorry,
no, they were 10 for me. Okay, so the penalty is against Argentina for double movement. Okay.
Yeah, I think he's got that absolutely right. I think it was very clear. It looked at the time it was obviously going to be a try, but yeah, that was Lavanini just went with a double movement on the ground.
Yeah, a bit of a warning for Scotland. I think down to 14 men, defence is going to be absolutely key. They really do want to hold out until Strokosch gets back on, or not Strokosch, I should say. It's Harley, isn't it? That's off.
See it, Lavanini there, he takes it and he's presented it. Now he just needed to leave it, recycling. I think Argentina would have scored, but then he got the white line fever, he pulls it forward, and it's a penalty.
So here's a change for Scotland. A few changes actually went on while the kerfuffle was going on about the Argentina disallowed try. You saw there Greg Laidlaw has gone off to be replaced by Henry Pyrgos. Ross Ford has gone off to be replaced by Scott Lawson, and Duncan Weir is now on the field as well, replacing Finn Russell, who made a very, very impressive first appearance at Murrayfield in a Scotland shirt. You could just do with this game sort of catching fire again in the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not going to happen when Argentina are playing like this, but just go back to Finn Russell. You know, I just think a very, very composed performance. That's all he needed to do. You know, there was good things happening around him. Greg Laidlaw was making breaks and setting up tries, and his game management was very, very good. Good decisions at the right time.
Great night for Greg Laidlaw as well, captaining his country for the 8th time. It's going to be a comfortable win over Argentina, and you can see those Scotland boys he's got some moves.
He might live to regret that when the boys see that back in the video session.
You also saw Rob Harley there waiting to come back onto the field for Scotland. Rather unfortunate to get that yellow card. So, let's see if we can watch a bit more free-flowing rugby in the last 15 minutes of this game. Scotland leading by 34 points to 10. Here's Henry Pyrgos, another Glasgow player. Scrum is turned, and this time the penalty is Argentina's.
Number 1 to floor.
They certainly had the pressure on there, didn't they? But you know, the last 3 scrums have resulted in, I think, 2 penalties for Argentina, 1 for Scotland. It doesn't make any sense, really, does it?
So Argentina kicked a touch. Atmosphere as well inside the stadium's gone a bit flat because the game's gone that way.
The game's gone Argentina's way, and I'm going back to the penalty kicks as well. I honestly think that keeping Scotland and keeping the Scotland forwards in this game and with the ball is better served by pinning Argentina back, starting to play again from Linus. That's what Argentina are doing now, and that's why they've got the possession.
Kubeli directing operations, the replacement scrum half at the back.
Collapse, the same. You've broken away, but collapse.
And Kubeli's going to go quickly with the penalty, looking to snipe through that little gap. Brought down well. Here's Issa, the back row forward. Just laying this back, and Scotland again having to defend in massed ranks on their line. Just managed to hold that up. Here's another chance right underneath the post. It's Kubeli, the scrum half. And Scotland almost ripped it, then they lost it. And will Argentina get this right this time? Went for the line. Ball looked like it went down again.
Use the line.
There it is. Kubeli goes deep.
Good defence.
Gonzalez Iglesias is well held. Kubeli gets another chance. Now they're going to try and go wide. It's Hernandez who's brought to ground. Kubeli almost didn't see the ball arrive at his feet there. Cortese, the hooker, drives low. Kubeli again. Oh, that's good defence. Forcing the man back. Kubeli. Here's Montero, and Montero is driven back by Richie Gray. You're not getting through there. Kubeli again.
It's good chop tackling, isn't it?
Great job by Scotland at the moment. Runners coming from deep this time. Hernandez couldn't release them, had to go back inside. Here's Kubeli with the cheeky little reverse flick. Scotland's defences hold firm at the moment. Cortese went low, stopped by Dickinson. Kubeli waits. Here's Issa. Duncan Weir just grappling with him there. Oh, Kubeli, knock on. Now then, little grubber through. Oh, that might work. Don't think he touched that down.
Who's your captain now? It's just becoming too many penalties now, so we've had collapse mauls, and this one we're just hitting the ball out of the nine's hands. Next one goes to the bin, okay? Okay, 1 second. Yeah, of course you can.
It ended up in a penalty. It was Duncan Weir who put in a silly little slap when he didn't need to, because up to that point Scotland's defence had been outstanding, and I reckon that passage of play might have been more satisfying for the coaching team than the fact they've scored 4 tries, because down to 14 men, their defence, the intensity, the hits.
Yeah, okay, watch it stop. We're not going quickly. Definitely not.
As we wait here, Scotland are in the process of making another change.
Blue, Scotland 4.
Master Dickinson is coming off. Gordon Reid is coming on, and another change as well. Tim Swinson is coming into the second row. Richie Greig, who scored the first try this evening, is going to get roared off the field here in Murrayfield. Jim Hamilton, my mistake, sorry, I said Tim Swinson was coming on. Jim Hamilton on for Scotland, and there he is. Certainly couldn't mistake him.
Penalty, hit the ball out of the hand, scrum taken.
He's looking a bit trimmer than I've seen him in a while. Andy, is that my imagination?
I think his time in France did well for him, and he's now at Saracens, and he's looking very lean. He's enjoying his rugby.
Get your balance.
Quite a competitive position in the Scotland camp, isn't it? I said earlier, Grant Gilchrist, who was the Scotland captain, watching it somewhere at home. To Richie and Jonny Greig, and Tim Swinson. Not to forget Al Kellogg.
Argentina opted to take the scrum. They're on the drive here, and Kubeli's waiting at the back, and this time
walked around, pressure came on, you walked around.
Well, there we go. Penalty try is given. Scotland fans do not like that. You can probably hear that. And Argentina get 5 more points on the board, stick the kick over very quickly, and all of a sudden it's 34-17.
Well, that's going to give Vern Cotter's team a little bit to talk about in terms of here's where we need to improve. First half, pretty flawless. Second half, maybe just ceded some of the initiative to Argentina tactically in terms of the way they've played, in allowing Argentina a lot more possession. Now they're shading at about 56% of possession. They really want to finish strongly here now, Scotland, and do justice, finish this game the way they started it.
So into the last 10 minutes we head. Scotland's momentum certainly halted in the last 20 minutes or so of this half, and we are underway again. 34-17.
Careful!
To Cortese. Argentina going to have a go from deep. There's the interception. Tommy Seymour's in. He read it beautifully, pounced on it, and goes for the flying finish. And Scotland rack up more points here at Murrayfield. They now lead 39-17.
Well, Tommy Seymour, I don't think we've mentioned for the last 50 minutes. Yeah, there he is. He just does his job, which is read what is happening in front of him, and he came off his line beautifully, intercept for a try. Scotland have reacted to conceding points tonight very, very well, and that is also a good sign.
Well, it's just as well he didn't pluck this one out of the air, because I think Argentina had a serious overlap if they had found the wide spaces. Seymour saw that, he read it really well though.
Hernandez puts the long pass. That was never on. To be fair, you look at it from that angle. Tommy Seymour just read it very, very well.
Conversion flying over. Sorry, Philip, from the boot of Duncan Weir, and Scotland move into the 40s.
Well, that's a real kick in the teeth for Argentina. They were looking to attack there. They had 3 men wide outside and hoping they could have made a lot of ground, but that's been snuffed out.
See how much Tommy Seymour enjoyed that, a bit like the Stuart Hogg celebration. 41-17 to Scotland.
No, still in.
Loose pass back into the Argentina midfield. Hernandez this time finds his own man with the pass. It's Agusha who recycled it. That's good work from Argentina. Tukalet's in support of Imhoff. Imhoff brought down just on the 22.
You know you're not right, you're off your feet.
Kubeli just sniffed a little space there, and Scotland do get penalised. Another yellow card.
I warned you there.
Well, to be fair to Wayne Barnes, he did say that there's been many penalties from different offences. I don't know, we didn't hear if he said next offence is off, but you've got to be sensible. If the referee's giving you that warning, you just can't do anything silly.
Yes, he mentioned that under the posts. He said there was too many mauls gone down. There's Harley back on.
So they were down to 30 men for 5 seconds.
Yeah, and Jim Hamilton was on the pitch for about 3 minutes. He's gone off again. That's the end of his game. Rob Harley's on. Scotland down to 14, but heading for a big win in this first autumn international. All Blacks coming to town next week. Senatore with a powerful drive for Argentina. Bodies all over the place there, just short of Scotland's line. Just managed to smuggle that back. We'll look up at the back, and Lavanini trying to get it down. Just short of the line. Forwards wait again. Kubeli goes flying over the top. American football style. Did he get there?
Try. He picked out.
Yep.
He scored a try.
He did.
Wow, it was almost like a quarterback sneak, wasn't it? He just dived over the top. It was one of these ones with the size that he is. If he gets that wrong, he could be put back to the middle of the 22 because all the forwards there. But Wayne Barnes is not going upstairs. He looks up. Kubeli looks right, pushes the players out, gets the guards thinking he's going to pass it. Oh, yep, he got it. Fair play.
Do you ever score one like that, Andy?
No.
12.
Oh, well taken.
He's been sharp, Thomas Kubeli, since coming on. Fabulous conversion as well, so the points racking up on either side now. Very, very high scoring game. 41-24 with just over 5 minutes to play. Very innovative score from Thomas Kubeli. How will Scotland reply this time? Just see from the graphic there that Alex Dunbar's come off and Sean Lamont is on for Scotland to win his 89th cap for his country. And Kubeli's going to start another Argentina attack from deep inside their own 22. Getting very inventive here. Lovely little chip kick, which is clung onto in the end. And Scotland get the scrum.
Yeah, it's been a really strange second half because Scotland have scored 2 tries. Yeah, I don't think Mark Bennett has actually touched the ball. Tommy Seymour, I think, has only touched the ball when he got that interception. And I think Stuart Hogg only has touched the ball when he got his try. So it's not been flowing in the second half. It's all been forward dominated in the second half, which has been quite strange.
Well, the stats in terms of possession, we saw them in the first half, are the complete reverse. Scotland has spent 5% of the time in the opposition territory and Argentina has spent 36% in the Scottish 22, so it's the complete reverse. But Argentina just haven't been as clinical as Scotland have been.
Who said shoulder? Thank you. Crouch! Bind!
So Pyrgos
set.
Waits to put in. And again, the scrum is causing problems.
I know, I thought it was okay. Just stability.
So Wayne Barnes has issued more instructions, particularly to the Argentina front row.
Bind. Set.
Are we going to get it right this time? In it goes. Pyrgos wants to get moving quickly down the left-hand side. Thrown to the ground.
Lost it forward. Relax, relax. Hey. It's okay, no problem. Knock on, scrum.
So we'll take Adesio, who enacted a bit of wrestling there. But again, it's got very, very stop-start towards the end of this game.
It's been very strange. You know, you never thought Murrayfield would be so flat with a 5-try victory, scoring over 40 points against Argentina.
Fight! Let's get balance.
Yeah, there's been so much stop-start with the scrum. It's been a real problem. Really bitty second half. But in the end, plenty for Scotland to build on here for the rest of these autumn internationals. So, Henry Pyrgos has taken a knock, and in the meantime, while we wait for this, Andy Nicol, do you have a Viagogo man of the match for us this evening?
Yeah, well, I think there's been some really good performances. I thought Adam Ashe has carried the ball very well in his first start here at Murrayfield. The Gray brothers, got a try of pace, and Jonny Gray there still in the park. But for me, the man who brought a couple of bits of play that was inspirational and set up 2 tries. Greig Laidlaw took a quick penalty in the first half to set up Sean Maitland, and then got the break to set up Stuart Hogg's try. So he's coming back on after thinking his day is done and icing his knee. But for me, Greig Laidlaw is my Viagogo man of the match.
Yeah, been so good he gets to come back on again. He's managed to get the cling film off. He's got to do those bootlaces up as quick as he can. Frustrating for Pyrgos, who really didn't have a chance to make any sort of impact in the game. And we are slowly dwindling towards a finish here as we wait for Greig Laidlaw to get back on the field.
This happened to me once, that I went off thinking my day was done, and I think I must have had half a pound of chocolate eclair sweets, which didn't really sit particularly well in my tummy as I ran back on. But Greig Laidlaw, I thought he was outstanding in his control. He brought pace and tempo to Scotland's play, and I think he's deserving of the Viagogo man of the match.
Back into the action he goes, just over a minute to play. And Senatori to Kubeli. Kubeli out wide here to Imhoff, who's quick down the right-hand side. Good try-scoring record for Argentina, this man. Eventually held up by a combination of Stuart Hogg and 3 or 4 others in the end. Argentina have done well to get this back.
It's available.
Kubeli manages to wrestle it out. And here they come through Agusha. Space here for Tukelet. Tukelet goes for the line, just held up. Tukelet has another go. And the ball is right there. Yeah, had 2 goes, so the penalty goes Scotland's way.
Yeah, that was a great cover tackle. And what's so good about that, we're in the 79th minute, and the desire is still there for Scotland not to concede the try. I think it was Mark Bennett that came across, which, it's a game that's been quite weird for Mark Bennett. He made a couple of mistakes, but he's kept it going. His defence there was outstanding.
Oh, now then, here's a bit of entertainment from Scotland late on, last minute of the game. I don't know if everyone was expecting that from Duncan Weir, but he's gone short. Man of the match Laidlaw's there. Ships that one short as well. Oh, they've dropped it, Scotland, as well. Scruffy end to the game. Kubeli, has he got that down? He has. Silly points conceded by Scotland right at the end of the game. Kubeli's been really sharp for Argentina since coming on his second try, and it makes the scoreboard a bit more respectable from their point of view. 41 points to 29 at the moment.
they'll just take a little shine off that victory, I have to say. Just those 2 tries, especially that one, because all Scotland were trying to do there was set up at one phase and then kick it out and have a great 40-point victory. But as it is, they're going to probably concede almost 30 if they get this, well, 31 if they get this conversion. You know, Cabelli has been really sharp when he's come on, but I have to say, you know, I shouldn't be disappointed with Scotland having scored 5 tries, but it's just been a bit flat the second half.
Yeah, first half performance is the one to rave about. That's the positives they'll take out of it. But for Vern Cotter, there'll be a few things he'll want to work on, so there'll be a lot of balance there. And I think that's the way I want it coming into the All Blacks. Really sound performance from Scotland, loads of promise, but a few things to work on still.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 10-point victory, but it feels so much better than that, I have to say. I think Scotland's, the pace, the tempo they tried to play at the game was really, really good. And I think they were deserving of their 5 tries. The second half, it was very stop-start, very forward-dominated. But Scotland will be very, very happy with that as a start. 41 points against the Tier 1 country like Argentina, who've just beaten Australia. They'll be very pleased with that.
The first win for Scotland in 5 attempts against Argentina at Murrayfield. A rather strange, scrappy second half. 5 tries in the end for Scotland. The Greig brothers got 1 apiece in the first half. Maitland with another. Hogg and Seymour with the tries in the second half. Final score at Murrayfield, 41 to Scotland, Argentina 31.
This has been a presentation of Fox Sports.